Hello, friends and foes, fays and fiends, and welcome to Quests and Chaos. My name is Alandra Hileman, my pronouns are she, her, and this month I will be your dungeon master as I usher you through Death House Revisited, a hyper-deadly up-leveled twist on the infamous optional starter module from Curse of Strahd. This is, of course, the spookiest of spooky season, which means you might find yourself in need of being #blessed. We have merch available in the shop.questandchaos.com store. We've got t-shirts, we've got dice trays, and of course we have the Deck of Inspiration, which we'll be getting to momentarily, how that gets used in this game. But first, let's not keep everyone in suspense any longer, and let's introduce our players for this horrible, horrible module that I will be ushering everyone through.
Hi, I am Thomas, and I am rolling a die that has been cursed by Will Wheaton. Oh. Thank you, the Apollyon. And I am playing Dmitry Skorakova, who sounds like he's selling chocolate cereal.
We're starting off so well.
Deadly serious campaign.
Cheryle, I use she, they pronouns, and I will be playing Iotana, who uses she, her pronouns.
I'm Christy. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Bramblepelt, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Hi, and I'm Mark. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Agonar, who also uses he, him.
Beautiful. All right, folks. As is tradition on any Quest and Chaos stream, and boy, how are you guys gonna need these? We've got some cards and some coins to give to everybody. Let's start with the distribution of that. I hope I shuffled these good enough that you don't all get emergency elks or something. Well, his favorite card.
Use an emergency elk.
I think that could be good.
Yeah,
actually.
Popping an elk in the middle of this tiny row house would actually be hilarious, now that you mention it. We have 2 coins from Squeal the Bard for the GM. This should actually be the big boy. Thank you, Squeal. But then we have some cards for our players. We have 1 card from NGC 457. I'm just gonna kind of yeet these out generally. Do we want to? Are we reading cards? How have we been doing this? I haven't been on this channel in a minute. Do you want to read?
Let's go ahead and read it. Let's go ahead and read it.
Yeah, great. Go ahead and read us which card.
Boosted Recharge. Use this card to recharge 2 uses of any channel divinity, class feature, or feat ability. As the only person with that ability, I happily accept this card.
Yeah. We also have a card from Lee for the players.
Focused Mind. Reduce 1 stat by 3 and increase 1 other stat by 3 for 1 minute.
Dump that strength. Dump that strength.
Wow.
Even more.
No one needs that.
Yeah. 1 card from Cheesecake Fries.
Thank you, Cheesecake Fries. Boosted Regen. When consumed, this potion heals 1d6 plus 2 HP. At the beginning of each of your turns, you heal 1d6 plus 2 HP for 1 minute.
Woo.
Excellent.
We now have 3 cards from the Apollyon.
Excellent. We'll read this one more time. Play this card to gain 1 extra action. You may cast an additional leveled spell with a casting time of 1 action.
I'm so sorry. Feather of Flight. As an action, use this feather to give up to 6 creatures within 30 feet a fly speed equal to their walking speed for 1 minute.
Yes!
Game broken.
That's gonna be great in the murder basement later.
Amazing. Rejuvenating Mana. When consumed, this potion creates 1 temporary 3rd spell slot, which lasts for 10 minutes. Non-spellcasters may redraw.
Would you
have that?
Yeah, you should give that to the Warlock.
that little friend?
This is 50% more spell slots.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Amazing.
That's right. Okay.
Do you want a pile?
We also have 2 cards and 2 coins from Duke Fleeg. Thank you, your grace.
Thank you, your grace.
For the players.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Make Mark read one of those.
Sorry.
Arms.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mark
got it,
doesn't read
got it.
them often.
You read.
I know how to read.
That one?
You get to read.
So I've been told.
Boosted Minotaur. By drinking this potion, you gain the effects of a long rest. When you complete your next long rest, make a DC 18 con saving throw or suffer 2 levels of exhaustion. Yeah, I'll happily take that.
Actually, are we one card each, or are we just gonna hoard them?
I'm gonna say you guys can have a collective pool for this game because, as we're going to get to explaining, you may burn through these cards in a very different way than normal.
That's true.
So I'm happy to let you guys sort of keep a collective pool and just draw from it as needed for this one.
One of the other cards from Duke Fleet was Devastating Oil. Apply this to a fist or a weapon and gains +2 magical bonus for 10 minutes.
Woohoo. All right, you've got all your cards, you've got your coins.
Yeah.
Many
All I'm
cards.
seeing
Yes.
so far right here. Let me see. Oh, we've got more. It was just on the next page because I can't read. Good thing Mark can. We also have some additional super chats, which I auto-convert into coins. We've got one more from the Apollyon for the players. May the Lord be merciful and the DM merciless.
Zoinks.
It was so close.
I'm so sorry. That was poor aim on my part. We also got 2 coins from the Baroness for her amusement. To me.
No.
Oh.
Yay!
I gave you a hug today.
Shots fired from the booth.
All right. Is it better to explain this? Is it better to explain this amulet in game or just right now? What makes the most sense? I think I'll explain it now.
Now.
So here's the thing for Death House. Death House is a level 1 starter for the Curse of Strahd campaign. That's not what we're playing. What we're playing is a horrifying remixed version where all of our players are coming in at level 6 with full meta knowledge. Everyone basically gets legend lore and they can just ask me questions at all times about the house. They will get answers based on what is written in the module. That is not necessarily true because when a bunch of level 6 adventurers show up to a level 1 trap, the sentient house suddenly goes, oh no, I must step up my game. So this house will get progressively and quickly harder as our adventurers make their way through it. In order to assist them with this incredibly deadly encounter that we have invented for this spooky season, we have provided the characters with an item called the Amulet of Resurrection. And the way the amulet works, I believe Aganar is carrying the amulet as the cleric in the party. The way this amulet works is that there are no death saves in the Death House. There is only auto-res, but it takes a cost. The cost of the resurrection spell in D&D is 1,000 GP. We have converted that over into our coin and card system. So the cost is 2 coins or 1 card. There is no way to not pay this price. So if you go down, I get your coins and your cards. And if you don't have any coins or cards, I get to take your inventory equivalent to 1,000 GP. Huge thank you to Cheryle, who made everybody physical inventory packs so that we can keep track of what everybody has and how much it costs. And if we get to a point where you have been stripped of all of your armor and weapons, have no coins, no cards, and no gear, things get really interesting.
I realize there's a TV show, Naked and Afraid. That's just what it is.
Yeah, that might be by the time we get to episode 4. Anyway, so thank you all for coming along on this crazy journey with me while I try to up the ante on most number of player deaths in a Q&Z stream ever. Great. We have, looks like you guys are already getting some boons as I have explained this and everyone suddenly got very scared for you. We get 2 more coins from Duke Fleeg. It looks like you need them.
Thank you.
Grace. And 2 coins from Paul Davis because you need more. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's weird to start out with the money pile before you go into the actual dangerous situation.
Why don't we just take our cards and our things and
go
let's
home?
go? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
If
that
we
seems
retire
like-
now, we're
Thank you all for coming to the stream, everybody. It's been great having you. All right. I have to. Here. For ages, all that the material plane has known of Ravenloft is the fragmented horrors recounted by broken souls who have miraculously escaped its desperate and deceptive lure. But now, a band of seasoned adventurers has had enough. They have come to deliberately seek out the mists that guard this domain of dread, and they will purge its horrors or die trying. Probably the latter. Our adventuring party finds themselves in a wagon, being driven through a very spooky forest out on the edges of God knows where. You have been gathered together in the service of a group known only as the Order. You're not sure which order, and honestly, it's maybe better not to know, because knowledge can be dangerous in a place like this. You have equipped yourselves, you have gathered your things, and you are now headed towards the mists. Your guide, a young, dark, curly-haired man, is driving. He is a member of the Vistani, a group that has a deal with the Lord of Ravenloft to allow him to pass back and forth through the mists, something which adventurers are not able to do. Once you enter the mists, there is no return, except in very particular circumstances, usually bad ones. The other person in this wagon is a older man, a little bit of a bushy beard, has some like leaves that it looks like he combed most of them out of his hair and missed a couple that are kind of tucked in the back. He is wearing an emblem, not of the Order, but of another group, a druidic collective that some of you may have encountered. The particulars are not terribly important, other than he has helped gather information about this place to which you all now go. As you're riding along the cart, and it's getting darker and darker, night falling, trees getting thicker, and the first tendrils of mist starting to wisp in and stir around the cart. The older gentleman turns around in the front seat to look at you all and goes, "Right, well, we're getting pretty close then, and I'm not going to be joining you in the beyond. It seems too much of a risk given how things have changed for me of late, so, but I can answer any more questions you might have before you get there, if you've got any."
Are there any werewolves?
Werewolves, yes. Yes. Definitely werewolves. Some of them bad, some of them really bad, and a few that are just sort of real self-loathing and might not be a problem for you. Hard to say.
Okay. I didn't think werewolves existed, so that kind of threw me off guard.
Oh, I thought did you not read the briefing packet then?
We got a briefing pack.
Oh, yes, one moment.
Oh.
Just a massive
Flips right to W. Oh, werewolf. Yes.
There's werewolf, also were-raven,
Rats?
were-jackal, not to be
Oh my
confused with the
gosh.
jackal were, very different.
jackals that turn into people.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
I won't ask.
It's the same, but different.
Right, but
They turn into people when it's not a full moon.
I feel like there are many things about that I want to ask. Sorry, Mark. Anyway, sexual habits don't. Never mind.
If you survive and you get back, I can put you in touch with a guy who knows a lot about jackal wares. But you gotta survive first, is the problem.
Right. Okay. Good.
What is our signal for getting back if we don't?
we wanna.
You know.
Yeah.
You wanna.
See, here's the thing. I don't know if we've really got a way to pull you out. It's sort of you've got to find the way. That's everybody who's ever come back has been mad. We haven't really gotten clear answers on what exactly happened or how they made it out. Some say that they killed the lord of the castle. Others say that they stumbled through a passage into another domain and sort of hopped through until they found a way out. Some, I presume, made deals with the Vistani and were somehow able to sneak away, but they're probably incredibly cursed. You don't just leave Bavaria from Barovia. Any of these places, really.
Okay. I was told that I would become a hero.
Your name will go down in history as one of the greatest heroes of the realms. That I can 100% guarantee. You might not live to see it, but you will be remembered for all time. You really didn't read the briefing packet. Okay, I feel a little bit. Agnar, you read the briefing packet. Yes, you understand the
Yes.
the
It
weight
is
that is carried here. Great.
most likely a one-way trip for
Again,
most people.
We're really hoping that you all come back. That's the goal. We're also really hoping that you can destroy as much in there as you can, because honestly that seems like a better way. Like that, the whole place is cursed, right? So if you can destroy everything that contains the curse, then the curse would lift and then we could freely pass. But I don't know why anyone would want to go to Barovia, but then they would have the option, right?
Yes.
If we can raise it to the ground, it might be nice.
I very much support just setting everything on fire.
It doesn't work.
Oh. Yeah, that's, I do remember reading some notes about, that doesn't work.
There's nothing in here about Xenu. I thought that I would, get to, one of the levels that I would get Xenu. I realize I have to pay money.
Yes.
But, it's okay. I'll read this and I'll just go with it.
Could you make a note for me to check on the Xenu? I don't know if they've been properly communing with that. We've been very focused on this mission, and
I will make a note and then just tuck it into his breast pocket. There you go.
he's fully kneeling, facing backwards to you guys, and the guy who's driving just kind of keeps giving you all little over the shoulder glances, but is the horses are starting to get skittish as it gets darker and spookier, so he's very focused on driving. Right. Okay. Anything else that I can?
Do you happen to have any extra gold pieces?
Let's see. He starts rifling through. He pulls a handful of dried leaves out of one pocket, kind of throws it off to the side. He reaches into another pocket, lifts out a necklace that you recognize, Io. You have a similar one that you now wear. Yours glows faintly with a flicker of starlight. His no longer does, as it once did. He sort of just kind of looks and hands that to you and just sort of here. Continues patting down, pulls out a brick of half-eaten food rations, hands them to the driver, who just blindly takes it, not knowing what's going on. And then finally, I have 4 electrum.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I'm not
I
sure
didn't
what
know.
good it's gonna do you. I don't think they really operate in currency down there, but
2 gold. That's $9.98 to go.
you read the important part.
Yeah. I think we all read that part.
Great. I believe Ms. Bramblepelt has the maps with my notes on them that will hopefully help with things. Again, I don't know how accurate they are because we were literally going into the mind of someone whose will and spirit were completely broken by the horrors that they witnessed in the Domains of Dread. So it's a best approximation from what we can tell. Good luck, I guess.
You too.
Thanks. Right, well, I should probably just be going then, since I don't want to be crossing any deeper. You see that the mists are, like, really starting to get thicker and almost seem to be moving toward you. Right, well, be brave, be good, make wise choices, give them what for.
I'm just gonna hug you.
Yeah, kind of leads her, like, awkward sort of, like, looks, realizes there's no way to do this privately, and just gives you, like, a big bear hug.
Can I take some of the leaves from his hair and just, like, put them in my pocket?
Yeah.
You think he's got a favorite?
Right,
Do we all have to hug him?
be good.
I don't know.
Tana will guide you as best she can. Maybe you'll find some answers for her, and I'll see you in the realm of the quarry when the time is right. Kisses you on the forehead and immediately, like, jumps backward off the thing and, like, shifts into a bear and, like, lands on the ground, like, raises the one paw and, like, waves and goes barreling off
really
back in the
gotta
direction
It's
they
not
came.
good for his knees.
I don't think we have to hug him anymore.
I don't think so either.
I hope not.
At this point, the driver kind of turns back over his shoulder and goes, you're ready? You ready to go in?
Ready as we'll ever be.
At this point, Dimitri actually notices your character and is like,
Do you, you were weirded out by the bear and you looked to the cat to be like, hey, isn't that weird?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Are you a werecat?
No, I'm a cat 24/7.
Oh,
I'm
right.
or a cat. Yeah, I mean, we call it tabaxi, but
Oh, okay.
I understand
Tabaxi.
the confusion. It happens frequently.
I'm not from around here.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Far off land. Very far.
And this is your
just right over there.
first time leaving?
Yes. Yep.
First adventure.
I mean, I've dabbled. Yeah, amateur stuff.
How many contracts have you done?
Contract 0. I mean,
many
I've
contracts
cleared
have you-
many giant rats from cellars.
Pest control.
Yes. Sometimes were-rats. That's more of a negotiation.
There might be plenty of were-rats in the cellar. We don't know.
They're a little gamey.
You guys hear a strange noise coming from the driver, and you're not sure if he's laughing or crying. But he kind of pulls the horses to a little bit of stop, and he turns around, not as fully as your previous companion did, but just sort of like, one shoulder over, goes, look, it's going to get bad. You're going to need all help you can get. So, here, take these. He reaches in and pulls out 2 vials of what looks like liquid mercury. He hands them and goes, you might want to coat a couple of weapons in these. It helps with, the things that go bump in the night. They do not like the silver or the radiance or anything
yes.
of good. Mechanically, you may take these vials, and this will allow you to take any 2 weapons of your collection, and you may make them silvered weapons.
I'm gonna hand.
Permanently?
Yeah, one.
Yes.
Silver pencil.
I just carry a stick, so
Yeah.
It's a very nice
If
stick.
you're doing.
Yeah.
I do
yeah.
more of the.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Great. Yeah.
I kind of just yell, Eldritch Blast, and things go off.
does it go off?
I do have to yell it. I apologize in advance, but I do have to yell it. It's the only way it works.
I did not know there was verbal components, but that makes sense when you describe it like that. Okay. Christy, given that
Yo.
you are a ranger,
Indeed.
I will say for the purposes of this, because I like being weirdly benevolent, especially because I'm going through such horrible things at you. You may, if you wish, silver your bow if you want to have a ranged weapon, and then anything fired from your bow will have the silvered property.
I will accept that.
Yeah.
You're so gracious.
Yeah.
It makes me feel less bad as I look at the CRs of things that you might encounter at some
1.
point.
They're level 1,
Yeah,
right?
it's level 1 house.
Yeah,
it's a level 1 house.
totally
Nothing, everything should be very easy.
You have plenty of hit points.
You're level 6. You're so beefy compared to people who mostly run this game. The driver looks and goes, okay, anybody need to say last goodbyes or leave will? I can take back with me, otherwise, here we go. Right. Yeah, and he like whips the horses who immediately like whinny and just take off, barreling into the mists. It's a little bit startling because it seems like there should be more concern for trees. You have been going into an increasingly thicker forest, and it's almost like the trees just evaporate, and there is nothing but dark and fog. And suddenly, you burst out the other side, and you find yourselves in the darkened outskirts of a village. Everything is dark. Everything is eerily still and quiet, except for the sort of pulsing wall of fog and mist that is now behind you. The horses seem very uncomfortable and silent. And the driver turns and looks at you and goes, right, okay, welcome to Barovia.
Looks like a fabulous town if I could see it through the mist.
Don't worry, it's sort of like, you get used to it eventually. Or not.
You have the map.
I do have the map.
There's the map.
Flipped around. Which entrance did
we are here.
We're here?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So we're right here, so we need to go that way.
I was told by Leon before picking you up that perhaps best place to start is Evil Magic House.
That's top of the to-do
Yeah.
list.
Yes.
Yes, most people start there because it lures them there with trap. Is trap. Whole thing trap. Everything trap. Kind of everything down here is a trap because the Lord of the Domain is kind of a dick. And just likes to lure people here to play with for his amusement. He used to like house, then did not like house so much, felt like it was impinging on territory of trap or something like that. I don't know, very confusing. I don't go to house, it's terrible. But yeah, head up main road, off to side, it's like third house on the right once you get past the creepy well with the like creaky bucket that looks like it's going to probably have a small child in it.
Like when you go to look in it?
Yeah, like you
Or-
look in and there is like creepy drowned child that maybe like tries to reach up and grab you. or
In the well,
In
not
the
the
well.
bucket.
In the
It's a normal bucket.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
could be in bucket too. Was
Could be half
family of-
child in bucket.
Was family of
I
cursed
think
nuns
half
here for a
works.
while?
Half child, half bucket.
Not a small.
Full
Oh,
bucket,
where-
half child.
Where bucket?
Where bucket?
What?
Where child, actually.
They're the
Oh, okay.
trickiest.
So there is a well, and then there is a small child well inside of it.
Also possible. Again, do not go there that often. I run people through and then I go drink at bar.
Don't drink the water.
Right. Also, here it says, "Do not eat the pies." But I love pies.
Don't
Definitely do not eat pies.
Don't eat what you didn't bring.
Specific pies or
Anything given to you by kindly old woman who seems to want to help you sleep is not what you think it is. Probably full of people.
Like what type of people?
Are people gamey?
are they,
No.
It
Oh,
depends.
so they are very delicious. Then.
Well,
It depends.
it depends on your taste, I suppose, and the preparation.
I hear they do
haven't.
very good slow braise. I have not tried them because, you know, not cannibal. But you do you, honestly.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, Pet's my companion.
You also do suddenly look over and you realize that this whole time the like pile of burlap sacks that Bramblepelt has been sitting on is actually alive. Would you like to describe your companion?
My companion is adorable little drake. This is Sunfern, everybody. Not your traditional drake name, I know. When we were bonded, we went through the full jellicle ceremony, and they took a proper tabaxi name.
You guys see just like a little like dragon head sort of pops up and nuzzles Bramblepelt, and then eyes you all a little suspiciously.
She typically doesn't bite unless, like, if you drop barbecue sauce on yourself, that's it, you're done. But other than that, a good friend to all. And you see a nice little flamey looking guy.
Very good, very
got
good.
a little.
Dimitri starts looking around for barbecue sauce. Okay, good. No
We'll
barbecue
absolutely
sauce.
just offer some bacon.
Yeah. If you want, I don't really have additional good gear, but I do have like lots of small condiment packets in trunk in back if you want any for any reason. I don't know. Maybe take salt. Salt is good against evil things.
That's true.
Much appreciated.
Is
Just
there
use barbecue sauce
a
as a
church
targeting
nearby?
There is church in next town over. Is very cursed.
But house priority.
Also, like convent with abbot. Also bad guy. Cursed. Likes to make flesh golem.
Ugh.
People down here have weird hobbies. I'm just saying. Is very good. If you survive long enough, though, is very good winery down on like far end of Barovia.
We can celebrate there.
Soil gets enriched after a fire. You know, it's a whole thing. I get it. I see it.
They have a very unique fermentation process.
Yeah.
Very cold, I hear. Very cold wine. Very good.
Right. If I cannot help with anything else,
Absolutely grabbing salt.
yeah. Thank you for riding Vistani Express. I have been your driver, Sven. Please leave 5 stars if you make it out alive and have an opportunity to post review.
Definitely taking some barbecue sauce.
I'll give the taxi service a quick 5 stars. Just in case.
You pull out your sending stone and you're like, there is absolutely no signal.
All beans.
Yeah, just write on some parchment, 5 stars.
Thank you, much appreciated. All right, well, good luck. I hope you do not die painfully or horribly.
Thank you.
That's to you.
You all are able to dismount from the wagon. Sven gives you sort of a nod, makes a little hand gesture that certainly Io and Agonar recognize as sort of like a blessing, little genuflection, and he turns the horses around and rides back through the mists.
Okay.
As he goes away. Oh, great. There's this not verbal or material. And Dimitri just kind of, subtly does some hand movement, and a burst of thunderous sounds happens in the distance as he's like, "Don't die." As he casts thunderclap.
You see the horses rear and the lightning flashes. You're like, I don't remember having lightning in the spell previously. That's concerning. And now you are here in Barovia.
Now, is Barovia the town or the country?
The greater name of the realm, but not everything in the mist.
Is Barovia?
It is Barovia and village of Barovia.
Yes. There's also, I believe, New Barovia and Old Barovia in the outskirts.
I have seen shirts for Barovia. Yes. Broadway. Very
Yeah.
very good.
Uh-huh.
Right. I've seen the shirt. It is a human heart. It's a human heart Barovia.
Yes.
New merch dropping next week at questandchaos.com. Are you going to proceed further into the village, or do you just want to stay in here? The choice truly is up to you.
We're not getting any younger.
No.
Yeah.
Happy to move on.
There may be rats in the basement, and I think that my specialty has been proven. Said.
I see a great light in you. You should be the first one through the door.
Oh, thank you. Very good. Very good.
We're gonna get along great.
Yes. As warlock, I love being in front.
You just kind of you feel a soft wave of like pink and blue in the back of your mind, in the back of your vision, that you know is essentially asking you the question, how doomed are we exactly?
Absolutely doomed.
Numbers do not go that high.
You get a nice.
They finished preparations for you in case, right?
Yeah, you get a wash of like purple that sort of reminds you of the color of the cloak that the 12-year-old you've been mentoring back home has, and it's a soft purple cloak that is kind of the same color as what your necklace glows, the soft purple starlight. Okay. But yeah, you sort of get a push of that. You guys just see that like his eyes just like start glowing with all of these weird swirling colors for a moment, and then it just kind of goes away.
To the house?
Is that new?
What?
The eye.
Oh no, I was just I'm sorry, I was talking to
Not new.
Not new.
Great.
Not new.
Let's go.
Just let us know if somebody else starts talking to you. Okay.
If someone else starts talking, there's a much bigger problem than this house. House?
Into the square right at the water.
Third house
Yeah.
on the right.
Yeah, that one.
Hello, house. Let's do this.
You start to make your way deeper into the village. If this village were on the material plane and it were daylight and there were, happy peasant children running around playing and, bakeries and merchants selling their wares, it would be very sweet. It would be very pleasant. That, however, is not the case. It is some strange version of perpetual twilight in this place. The mists sort of like wisp and wind with a mind of their own around your feet and along the paths, and all of the houses seem just too dark, too still. There is no lights coming from behind the shutters. There is no sense of life in this place. You make your way to the square, you pass by the well, which does indeed look haunted as fuck. It looks like the little Snow White wishing well decked out for Halloween with cobwebs and broken slats on the little cover. And you start to kind of continue following the directions, and you suddenly hear a sound up ahead. Sounds like a child snuffling, sort of just. And you hear another voice go, shh, shh, stop it, stop it.
Is this from the house that we are?
It is in that direction, certainly.
I will lead the way.
As you continue forward, you suddenly see sort of like standing to the side, not blocking the road, near these sort of scraggly shrubs that are some sort of hedgerow, two children. Little girl, maybe about 10 or 11, holding the hand of a much smaller boy who is clutching her hand, and in the crook of his arm has like a little stuffed doll that he's kind of clinging, and with the other hand, he is doing that, like, kid sort of trying to, like, wipe his nose. You can see that he appears to be the one who's crying. As she sort of is squeezing him, like, shh, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
In this book, is there any mention of these two children?
Because this is D&D and we should probably roll dice at some point, go ahead and roll me an investigation check to see how quickly you find this information.
Large,
We'll certainly get something.
Green cursed die. Cannot go wrong.
Oh.
Ooh, investigation 17.
17, yeah. It takes you a second, probably because the first thing you flip to is like C for child, and then you go, wait a second. But you're able to flip through, and you do find some notes, and you find that several people who were sort of spoken to, having made it out of the mists in whatever degree they were able, mentioned that one of the first things they encountered upon entering this village was two desperate children whose parents were trapped in the basement of a house with a monster. They hadn't seen them, they didn't know where they were very worried about them. And after that, everything gets very strange. These children, you're pretty sure are not children. Because nothing after that, anyone who is recounting these children, nothing they say after that makes any sense.
Are they connected to the house in the book?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Child. Hello, child. Hello.
Hello?
Hi. Hello. My name is Dmitry Tskorotkova. I am here to make you an offer.
An offer? I'm sorry, where are you I'm sorry, our parents told us to wait here for them to get back, and then they haven't come back, and they've been down in the basement for a really long time, and they said we couldn't go in the basement because there are monsters in the basement, and just hoping that maybe you all could help us.
We could go into a basement.
Yeah, there might be rats down there. I bet you rats have stolen your parents.
Basement extraordinaire.
Yes. They are holding them ransom for 1,000 gold.
Do
you have 1,000 gold?
No. I mean, father has a great deal of gold, and so does mother, but we're not allowed to touch it because we're supposed to stay in the nursery. We're even getting in so much trouble if they find out we came out, but we got really scared that they hadn't come back.
Could you show us which house?
You see the girl who's the one speaking to you sort of nods, but is definitely kind of eyeing you a little strangely. But she sort of, takes the hand of her little brother and like, it's this one right over here, and starts walking up the path toward the third house on the right.
Did the briefing say anything about like the children being malicious, and like is this something that typically attacks? Is the children, or?
Give me a history check.
History. Not good. 8.
8. The children who are described in the notes as being the ones that people first encounter have never been described as malicious. The encounters with the children that are mentioned happening outside the house seem to always be the children are frightened or the children are desperate, are like kind of the two keywords, but they never seem to be, they seem more in danger than dangerous.
Okay.
Very good. Front door? Is the front door open?
Yeah, you should be able to just go right in.
Okay. Dimitri's gonna walk up to the door, open it. Hello, house. House, are you there?
He actually did it.
This might be smoother than I thought, actually.
I have an offer, house.
You, as you walk up, there is sort of this like front entrance area. There's a wrought iron gate with hinges on one side and this big old lock which was clearly unlocked. You were able to just push right through. There are some oil lamps hanging from the ceiling above you that do that like spooky haunted house thing where like they were clearly burning at a very low level, and as you sort of push in, they like just a little bit and lights up just a little bit.
Automatic.
I'm making sure that I'm looking at the right thing to as you step into this sort of like portico area, and you see another doorway that leads into like the foyer just beyond.
It's dusty, but I've seen worse.
You've seen worse than this house.
Yes.
The little boy is sitting there and kind of goes over toward you, Bramblepelt, and kind of looks up and very quietly goes, "Why is your friend talking to the house?"
If only I knew. It could work.
Are you gonna help our little brother and stop the monster and find our parents?
We're gonna do our best. Do you happen to know exactly where your parents went?
They said they had to go deal with the monster in the basement, and we were supposed to stay upstairs, and they gave the baby to the nursemaid and told us all to wait up in the attic.
Where'd the nursemaid go?
He looks at his sister, who kind of looks at him and looks and goes, "Probably the nursery, 'cause she had the baby."
So is the nursery upstairs? Okay. And your parents went downstairs?
Yep.
Those are at opposite ends of the house? Okay. You seem a little uncertain about telling me that. Is there anything else that you might want to let me know about? She starts purring.
The little boy looks and goes, "I don't know what the monster looks like, but I think it's really big and it makes a lot of howling noises.
Oh, does it?
You can hear them all the way up in the upstairs."
Okay. Is it kind of? Did you ever see any scratch marks or anything anywhere?
In the room with all the stuffed animals.
Oh, okay. Is that your room or is
No, Daddy's room.
Daddy's room has all the stuff?
Different kind of stuff.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Are we sure?
We're not.
Maybe Mommy and Daddy just wanted some alone time. Went to the basement.
No, when Mommy and Daddy want alone time, they don't go to the basement with the monsters. When Mommy and Daddy want alone time, they just say, "Shut up and go away, Mommy has a headache."
I'm gonna bet
pretty
Mommy
sure
says
it's
that
a
to
code.
Daddy a lot too.
Yeah, she does say it a lot to Daddy. Ever since he went away and came back with the baby, she's had a lot of headaches.
Oh, he went away and came back with a baby. That's not how my folk do it. But who knows? Other folk are weird. Great. And how long has the baby been here? How old is the baby? Is it like this big?
The little boy kind of looks and reaches with the free hand and pulls the doll out from under his arm and just sort of holds it up to you.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cabbage Patchy.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, again, this is kind of a rough, like, this is not a particularly realistic doll. It's more like a stuffed kind of muslin situation. But you would approximate, like, whatever this baby is under a year old.
Did the baby know words? Like you know words?
The little girl speaks up at this point and goes, "No, it's a baby."
Maybe didn't drink blood of
The baby.
No. What? I don't. I've heard sometimes babies drink blood.
It's a figure of speech where he's from.
See, like, I come from a different place, he comes from a different place, so we're just trying to check our culture shock here. Did this baby look like you guys, or did it look a little different? Like, did it have little spiky teethies?
Like
or...
these?
Like, everybody in the group is like,
Cat and the orc
or like,
show their fangs.
did it have like these? Did it have ears?
Things up here.
I gotta.
Pale complexion.
Things here.
Not a lot of sunlight.
The little girl looks at you guys and sort of furrows her brow. It's not necessarily like anger, but it's like she is assessing this conversation very heartily now. The little boy, kind of clutches his doll back and kind of looks, and he looks bewildered, like he is baffled by the concept of this question. But then also turns and tries to whisper to his sister, clearly failing because you all are standing right there with them on the porch, and goes, "Have I ever seen the baby?" And you see she kind of does like the mildest little like Gibbs slap on the back of the head, like, "Shut up."
Okay.
And kind of just looks around at all of you and then just says, "Are you going to help us or not?"
No,
Oh,
we're going to help.
Yes. We will solve your problem.
Is
100%.
okay?
Is it better if we help mom and dad or baby first? Both. We'll help both if we can.
I don't know, because Mommy and Daddy went down and said they were going to take care of the monster, and they might still be taking care of the monster because we still hear the monster, but we haven't heard the nursemaid or the baby.
How long have you been hearing the monster?
We always hear the monster.
Since you were a baby? Oh.
The monster lives in the basement.
Right.
So Mommy and Daddy keep us safe. So that's why we have to stay in the attic, so we're as far away from the monster as possible.
All right.
You are free to go. You can go.
Perhaps
Or
wait out here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't want to go back inside until the monster's gone.
Yes.
are we the first ones to help you?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Give me an insight check as you ask that question.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have that 16.
16. There's just that like brief sort of a beat before the little girl says, says, "Well, we've been upstairs and we just came down because we didn't want to wait any longer and we were hoping someone could help us." And in that like brief flicker of a beat before she starts talking, you see this blink of almost like having to run the program of how do I answer this question.
Shouldn't we get you back up to the attic so your mommy and daddy aren't
I don't
upset?
want to go back inside. We'll stay. We can stay right here on the porch. We won't go anywhere. But I don't want to go inside.
Okay.
Well, then maybe we get the nursemaid down so you have a grown-up with you, and then we find mommy and daddy after.
Yeah, that would be good. And then the nurse and the baby don't have to be in the house with the monster.
And sweetie, what's your name?
Rosavalda.
Rosavalda.
Rosavalda, would you like some insurance against the monster?
Very affordable.
What do you?
Term life.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
It'll
Insurance?
ward it away. So if it tries to come out, it won't. As long as you stay here with this.
I don't want it to come out. I don't want it to come outside.
And I'll just pull out a candle,
Okay.
light it, Just hold that.
She looks at it, does not reach her hand out, and says, "You can set it down there." Points to a spot on the porch.
But then you won't
We'll stay right by it.
see, but this candle's special. Doesn't just get its light from the flame. Gets it from who's holding it.
The little boy looks up at her and it's definitely that what are you gonna do face. As she sort of looks and just goes, "Hey."
So if you see the monster, you can pick it up.
You set the candle down.
Yeah, I'll set the candle down at the step.
She kind of drags the little brother and goes over and just kind of stands by it and just watches you guys. We've now gotten into they are now in full creepy staring child mode. In case they weren't already creepy.
Yeah, that's just kid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe an hour 15. I imagine somewhere in there. I will probably want to take an hour rest.
in the house.
Yes.
In this house. With the monster and the nanny.
How do we get up
probably
to
between the
your
monster and the nanny.
It's in the attic.
Go all the way up the stairs.
It's just one big staircase goes all the way.
Yeah.
Normal inside, no other.
There's big stairs and then there's the little stairs for the last floor.
Does it look like we could get in from the outside?
Everything, much like all the other houses you have passed, all of the windows seem to be closed and shuttered. So, you could try to scale a wall and open it, but you have no guarantee that you would be able to open the window from the outside.
Have you eaten recently? Okay. All right. Stay here. We'll be back soon.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand her a barbecue packet.
Well,
and I'll set it. I'll set it by the. I'll set it by the candle, and then look.
Sunburn?
It's closed. It doesn't open.
She's like,
yeah. So we're just actually. That's actually a good. Roll me a. What would,
Sniffing?
an insight check for Sunfern, I guess.
9. What would Sunfern do? Ain't that
Need a bumper
question.
sticker.
WWSFD.
so true?
Sunfern do?
11?
11. Even with an 11, Sunfern kind of sniffs when the barbecue packet comes out, and then just sort of makes a little bit of a face. It kind of looks at you and looks at the kids and looks at you, and it's definitely the oh, that ain't right.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, Bramble Pelt's
Very good, very good.
To the up.
Yep. Up first. All right.
Okay. You all.
Do we close the door behind us?
We can ask. Do you want us to keep the door open so you can see?
Maybe you should keep the front door open, but close the gate so that if the monster gets out, it doesn't come
get out
out
the gate. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go close the gate.
Yeah, you close the iron gates, so the kids are basically on the porch, and you're able to kind of close this gate, which closes off this little entryway, and then the doors beyond lead into what looks like this sort of first hall foyer sort of section. As you all enter, let's real quick go ahead and hand me your minis so we can start tracking them.
Combat.
I'm just gonna throw.
Yeah, just do a yeet.
Yeet. Oh.
That's where you get to be.
I'm in the dining room already.
I would appreciate a combat where it's just kind of throwing everybody on the board and be like, that's where you start. That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone get a Beyblade for their character.
Yes. Oh, everything should be Beyblades.
I know I'm cheating the rules of this, but I'm gonna just say that Sunfern can be like up under your feet, and you guys can be occupying the same space for the time being.
Almost like I've got a little, a little steed.
Yeah, but you all are kind of clustered in into this first area. So there's this outer portico is what they call it in the book, and then you sort of enter into this main hallway. Hanging on the wall is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms, a stylized golden windmill on a red field, and it is flanked by framed portraits of a bunch of very stodgy looking rich people. Very old, very dusty. You're not really sure what exactly like the fashion vibes are here in Barovia, but you're pretty sure that these are like generations old, right? The ancestors of the manse, if you will. And you can see directly across from you another set of doors that will presumably continue into the house.
Is it dusty? Is it clean?
It feels like it should be dusty, but it isn't really. It seems pretty kept.
I'm going to wave my hand in front of one of the portraits. And then pick one up.
It comes off the wall. You've got a very heavy, large oil portrait
Put
now.
it down on the ground. Is there, like, any markings or just
wall.
rub my hand on the wall?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Ooh, 18.
It's a wall.
Excellent. Hello, house? House?
It knows we're here.
Okay. Well, it has not yet surrendered, so it clearly does not know that I am here.
You haven't asked it to surrender. You just said hello.
Right. It is implied.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we do things
I didn't,
down in my land.
I didn't pick up on the nuance.
Yes. House, please surrender.
It is still.
I think it's
silent.
resisting.
Right. There is the house knows there is the easy way and there is the hard way.
Doesn't seem to be giving up.
Oh.
All right, I'm just gonna push for it.
You shove your way through and make your way into the next part of the house. As you open these double doors, you see a wide hall that runs the width of the house with a black marble fireplace on one end and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a long sword with a windmill cameo worked into the intricacies of the hilt. And the wood panel walls are ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs.
Windmill?
Imagery.
Yes. It's in the pie section.
Oh, I was in the wrong.
Oh,
yeah.
You flip through and you see that there is a note. Sorry, I have to see if I can find the correct flavor text to read you. It's in here. I just have to remember where, because layouts.
The wind powers a mill, which then mills
There's a
small items.
Yeah, there's an entry that explains how windmills work. How it's
I can tell you what's in the windmill.
Energy.
Wind.
But yeah, no, you
That's how they make wind.
you find the
That's how they
notes
build the wind.
that say that the house belongs to the Durst family, who seem to also own land elsewhere in Barovia, including a windmill. That is the information that you have in the book currently. How? It's in one of these sections. I'll get to it eventually.
I mean, that makes sense. As brave windmill fighters, as you know, always got to get their swords.
Is there a fire
Trusty
going in the
steed.
fireplace?
Steed.
Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
warm?
to a relative degree of warmth. It does not feel as much like a fire as you would expect it to. It is giving off some sort of ambient warmth, but it is almost more like being near an illusion of a bonfire or something where like the warmth might be in your head.
And to drop a piece of paper into the fireplace.
It sort of, gets eaten up, but it almost looks more like it is magically disintegrated than burned.
Still disintegrated.
Question, do we want to clear floors as we go, or do we just want to get the attic over with and work our way back?
I mean, I think if we can go straight up, that would be great. In case we need to take a couple extra naps along the way.
Find a bed.
Yeah. We can worry about clearing a bedroom when it comes to it.
Now that we have a few doors away from the children, we're all in agreement they're ghosts, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want
10 out
to
of
make
10.
that sure. The house's reach now extends beyond its walls. So we really need to not botch this.
They were very far away, now that you mention it.
I'm not going to.
No, you can't.
I was going to say, is that a bathroom? And then I was like, that's not this game.
I believe it's a water closet.
WC.
Yeah, fun fact, I don't think there actually are any bathrooms in
In
that
the
house.
whole
'cause
house.
Cause
they
I
have an
turned
outhouse
through
out
it.
back.
I was gonna
There-
say.
Oh, I'm sorry,
There's-
I
Sorry.
lied. There is one bathroom in the house, but it's not on this floor. And there
in
is
the
only one.
basement.
Whoa. You
It's
telling me there's
literally-
indoor plumbing?
Yes.
That's a
Chamber
whole new
box.
problem. Oh my god, we're gonna have to drain the whole system.
Flush these pipes.
Yeah. Oh jeez. Oh no.
We know what's haunting the house now.
I didn't bring the sink.
Paranormal Home Inspectors, the TTRPG.
Oh, my greatest dream.
I like how I was like, I'm gonna make this really spooky and serious, and immediately that went out the window.
Yeah. You got the crew to absolutely destroy that mission.
Red marble's a choice. I just have to say.
Yeah, it's pretty aggressive, honestly. Yeah, this room, while the hall feels like it should be like pretty light and airy, it's got like pretty high ceilings. This is meant to be like a grand entrance hall, but it feels very dark because you have this insane, like this black marble fireplace, this red marble staircase, and then all of these dark paneled walls with all of this like crazy like carving and mural painting on the sides. So there's not really any like, everything is very much, there is not really a break in the much that is happening in this space.
Up the stairs to the top.
Up we go.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I was just looking at my character sheet because I
Okay.
haven't looked at it.
I
Gotta pop
I
something
will
on.
like prep my shield as we go along. Just so.
Sorry, I have to make sure that I'm looking at the correct, that I'm putting the maps down in the correct order. With the correct info.
I was gonna say, are you leading up our charge?
Oh, I was kind of waiting for everyone else to go.
Oh, okay. Well, whoever's in front, I'm just gonna give you a little tap on the back and be like, "Good luck," as you give guidance to whoever decides to
Do
be
you
in the
want it?
front.
Do I?
I'll take it.
Okay, you get that, Buckaroo.
Alright.
I'm with you.
You all head up the stairs in my very classy Claw of God.
Wow.
Hey, appreciate that guidance.
I got
You
you.
know I have guidance.
I got your back
Yeah, you-
because I'm in the back.
Guidance back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Mutual aid is what we call that.
Yep.
Make your way up to the second floor.
Do we all have guidance? Do you also have
I
guidance?
don't have
Okay.
guidance.
Okay.
Well,
We all just
wasn't prepared.
slapping each other.
Just like group hugs and like taps guidance to their left.
Somebody gets lit up with light. That's all I have.
That's what we want to be, a beacon in the darkness.
Ooh, forgive me for a moment. I'm checking because it looks like we might be buffering a little bit. Nope. Okay, we see.
No, I got it too.
Sorry, I just glanced down and was like, that doesn't seem correct. As you come up the staircase to the second floor, because I might as well read some of the flavor text at least, you make your way into the upper hall. Unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this elegant hall, hanging above the mantelpiece. Let me confirm. I think this is the correct.
That's like a fireplace, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just double checking to make sure I'm reading for the correct one. There's a lot of rooms in this house, weirdly enough.
So many armors.
Family of 5, multi-story house.
Hanging above the mantelpiece is
Iron picket fence.
wood-framed portrait of the Durst family. It has a little name placard underneath to make it easy to identify people. You see Gustav and Elizabeth Durst with their 2 smiling children, who look like the children you were just talking to outside, but perhaps in a happier time, at least for them.
Is the baby?
The father is sitting in a chair, cradling a swaddle of what you presume would be a baby, and the mother is sort of standing behind the chair with like one hand on the back of the chair and just has this look of utter contempt and disdain sort of directed toward the father. Gustav is sitting, he's like directed like straight out at the painter, and then the children are flanking him on either side with like a hand on the arm of the chair, that very like, hello, we are the perfect little family, and you're getting some vibes from this thing. Standing suits of armor flank wooden doors on each of the walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths. And then as you turn, you can see the red marble staircase continues up to another floor.
It's a lot of red marble.
Covers the blood.
So expensive.
It is. I mean, have we done a little scratch test on this bad boy? Maybe that's white marble.
Scratch my axe just across the wall.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
All of Bramapelt's fur just immediately stands on end. And Sunfern makes a little like kind of hissing noise as you just scratch along. No, it's red marble.
That may be worse, actually. I'm so sorry I've had that confirmed on so many levels. Look at all these suits of armor. We don't want to like lop any heads off just in case, do we?
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, they're absolutely about to attack.
Oh, okay, great. No,
At minimum, I would like 4 spears to throw something else in this house.
touche.
Yeah.
Do we do this? Do we
4 spears.
Yeah.
4
do we do
spears.
this?
I'll just
All right.
We're gonna do this?
take a step
Eldritch
over
blast
to
at one
this
of them.
and then just smash one on the other side.
Sure, roll me. Is that's an attack roll? Yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
Okie dokie.
Blast.
And I would love to just step across the hall and just axe
Yeah, go ahead.
right in the other one.
I thought we were just going
24.
to take the spears. I didn't realize.
I mean, they're gonna be mad if we just try to take the spears.
I feel like they're
yeah,
also
16.
going to be mad if we try and...
24.
You both, with great ease and dexterity, swing into or blast into your respective suits of armor. The one hit by the Eldritch Blast just like up against the wall and then sort of like crumples in pieces to the floor as you have struck sort of the inner structure. Meanwhile, you just walk up to this next one and just swing into it and like clang, 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 onto the floor. Now you have 2 disassembled suits of armor collapsed.
Maybe that was a little hardcore. I don't know. Anyway.
Making a statement.
Yeah.
You should probably finish.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Kapam, kaplow.
You now have 4 deconstructed suits of armor.
Well, the house knows we're here now.
Oh, it's known the entire time. And only a small chance they reassemble into one giant 8-limbed
Go,
four-headed
our armor.
beast now.
Class. Just a pile of armor.
Just, take their weapons. We can deal with it. If they're forced into hand-to-hand, it'll be easier.
Hand to hand.
Yeah, to hand. Yeah.
Yeah, happily taking 4 spears.
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a note of
Card, please.
that.
I will.
All that GP.
I don't know if I have them. Let me look.
You don't have
The
4
spears
random-ass
were
spears?
not on my list.
I will draw some spears.
Yeah, as I say, we can
Got
do
some
arts
Line.
times.
Triangle.
Were they?
We do have colored pencils all over this table.
Yeah.
Shields or any?
Say, we'll make sure to take a photo of the table to post in our Discord so you can see what's been going on out of frame. It's delightful.
It's a real arts and crafts day over here at QNC.
I just had a very Blue's Clues moment. Where it was like, oh, we're gonna start with a line for the handle. I just want like a little diamond at the top.
You should bring the kids
I'm
with
just gonna
you.
keep
Been a great
these
time.
out here.
Yeah.
A little spear.
Some spears for all the stuff. We just start pillaging the whole place. It's my portrait.
Well, now that you have defeated the completely inanimate armor and retrieved your bounty.
Level up.
Uh-huh.
Level up.
yeah.
Take a break?
That was, nap.
Long rest. Great.
You are all murdered in your sleep by the rats that come up from the pantry and gnaw you to death.
Oh, it was the rats the whole time.
Cool. Anything else you want to do in this hallway?
This floor is clear.
Yeah, we did one. Team building.
Well,
What's in this door?
No, we're going up. We're going up.
It's about to open it.
okay. While you're standing by the door, not quite opening it, as everyone goes, no, get up to the floor. Go ahead and give me a perception check, though, just for the funsies. Because I want to be able to read this.
Giant green die. Ooh, 19.
This cursed
perception.
die is doing really well for you so far tonight.
23.
Will?
Yeah. 23.
Wild.
As you kind of look at this door and everyone's like, wait, and you're like, oh yeah, you look and you suddenly realize that what you thought carved onto this door were like a bunch of like, youths dancing, like, whatever. You now realize they're not actually like dancing. They are violently attempting to swat away a swarm of bats that is attacking them. And the looks on their face is not the ecstasy of some spring shenanigans. It is pure and unmitigated terror as these beasts are descending upon them.
Oh.
Lovingly carved with very specific detail.
The Sesame Street Batty Bat song just like came into my head, and I have nothing else to contribute to this conversation at the moment until that finishes.
Dimitri's gonna go and look and see, like, is it into the wood? Is it like something that can be like pulled off? And
This is carved, like, these are like solid slabs of mahogany that have been carved and then made into doors.
Artisan work right there.
Quite the artist.
okay.
Really strong design choice.
Wolf
whole
heads
place.
here.
Yeah.
Bats.
And windmills.
Yeah.
We're gonna need
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mystery board.
Yeah.
This clues, 3 clues is not.
The parents are a werewolf, a werebat, and they're in the windmill.
Oh, I thought you were saying, and a windmill.
The baby's a windmill.
Oh, we haven't seen the baby. Maybe it's just a tiny windmill.
It's got to be it.
That's why Mom is so irritated, because Dad keeps treating it like it's real, and she's like, oh my God, it's a windmill.
You're as blind as a bat.
The model back on the train table. Are you continuing upstairs?
Yes,
the
please.
gift shop.
From our gift shop. Go put it back. No one can buy it.
This is a significantly better module already than before what I created. You all
Super
continue.
serious gift shop portion.
Ooh, a tiger.
We don't get to go normal
This
shopping.
does not necessarily have to be in a marching order. I'm just getting you all on there. As you come to the top of these stairs, I finally get to bring down. Thanks.
Oh, another statue.
Hail, traveler.
Yeah, the other ones weren't actually important at all. That's why they didn't get figurines. Whereas
Yeah.
this guy, we're gonna be like, "Hi, buddy. We're just gonna keep going."
We'll see you in a bit. We'll get you on the way down.
Here you come to a dusty balcony thick with cobwebs and dust motes kind of floating in the air around you. And you see one singular, very large suit of armor standing before you on this landing. More of these crazy paneled walls that are carved with what appear to be woodland scenes of trees and falling leaves and little critters. That's actually what it says. And tiny critters. Great. So spooky. Yeah. That is what you come upon as you come up to this third floor.
Excuse me, sir. You have heard what we have done to your compatriots downstairs. I suggest you just let us move on into the attic. Thank you.
I believe tradition dictates what we have to do.
On 3 or on 1?
Tradition!
Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh no, that's a 1.
Why?
Cursed
That
dice.
was 20.
Yes.
Why? Don't leave it
I'm really
right
afraid
now.
of what everybody's rolling now.
Oh, his cursed dice. At 16, I'm good.
Great. Okay.
This feels
Cool.
good.
Cool.
Higher than 20.
23.
Oh, I don't know what my initiative is.
You can just make it up. I don't care.
No, 45.
C.
One of my favorite jokes was Brennan Lee Mulligan on a podcast being like, I rolled a 30 for initiative, and one of the other players going, you know the die only has 20 sides on it, right? And he was like, yeah, 30.
Yeah.
20 to 15. You had a 16, and you had a...
14.
14, great. To remember who's in what hand. 3, great. Yeah, based on the reading of this, it knew you guys were probably coming. So I'm not gonna let you have a surprise round. You made so much noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was tempted. I was like, oh, you did. I'm like, no, it was waiting for you. It just didn't want to be the first to swing. Great. Yatana.
Maybe the house isn't even evil after all.
I'm just gonna sigh heavily
the bad
and shillelagh and just
Shillelagh and smack.
shillelagh and smack.
Cool. Go ahead and make that attack roll.
Mm-hmm. 13?
Will not do it.
Well, damn. It's made of metal.
You get just like a weird sort of like wash of like bummed out red in the back of your mind.
It's okay. It's okay.
And that's gonna be Agonar with Bramble Pelt on deck.
I'm gonna finish that axe swing.
Yeah, do it.
Committed. This is the follow through. I'll step over into the corner of doors. You know, that seems safe.
Yeah, right over here.
Yeah. Ooh, I did not get a good step into that. 9. But with gusto.
It's a very impressive swing. It does just totally whiz by this armor. Like, you get the full, like, helmet turn, like, following the swing, and then just kind of come back to you.
It's moving on its own.
Anything else?
Okie
No, I'll be good for now.
Be good for now. Bramble Pelt.
Yeah, Bramble Pelt is gonna do a little thorn whip. And pop. 4 plus 5, so that is an 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
Yeehaw. 2d6 for 6 damage.
Ow.
Owie, of the piercing variety. And I believe this creature, I do not recall if you mentioned its size.
This would be medium.
Great. We're going to pull him a little bit off of that wall.
Cool. Would you say like 5 feet closer to you?
Yeah, I don't want to pull it the full 10 feet.
Yeah,
I don't want to be up close and personal.
You're gonna pull him here, and I'm gonna say, since that is removing him from your threatened area, that you may take an opportunity attack.
I will happily take that gift
Yeah.
and squander it.
I was gonna say, it's almost like I sometimes know how to play D&D.
18.
Will hit.
Ah. Big whopping 8 points of damage from a silvered great axe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Choppy, choppy, choppy.
Cool. All right. That is the armor's turn. It is going to. I have to see what it does. It is going to. It really wants to hit you, but it doesn't want everybody else to hit it, so it is just going to start swinging generally, and I'm going to say it's going to take first swing on EO.
That implies at least a second swing.
It does.
Thanks for pulling it right to me.
Sorry, I'm double checking the things.
I think armor.
You were so excited about
That
it.
is
Yes.
going to hit EO for 5.
5. Thank you.
And then is going to take its second swing. I arbitrarily put people in this order, so I will say that you could be behind Bramblepelt if you would like to have been behind.
Seems right.
Okay, then it's just going to swing at you because you're there.
Yep.
And that is also going to hit you for another 5 as this thing just like. And when I say swing, it looks like it should have a sword, and you suddenly realize it's like holding like it's holding a sword, and it's just wham with its fist. Like it's just like slapping you with this massive metal gauntlet. Cool, and that is gonna bring us to Dimitri.
Oh my! Since you are here, hello and welcome. Time to make dexterity save as a sacred flame cantrip.
14?
No.
Okay.
It is 15.
Oh, I see. I was like, try scan. Ren so kindly actually filled out the trackers for me, and I'm so unused to actually having information that I forget to look.
A 1 and a 2. A 2 and a 1 for 3. Points of damage.
More than 0.
Hello. I am going to look at my bonus actions.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh man, burning spell slots already. I'm a terrible warlock. I'm gonna Misty Step out of there.
You have to say, what's the worst that could happen? After you beat this, you're clearly done, right?
It might no. Instead, I'm going to Armor of Agathis myself,
That might be a bit.
and then stand there and go, "Hey, bro, come back at me."
Io, that's your turn.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna hit it again, hopefully.
You all see a little glow, almost like starlight, that forms like little Tweety birds.
No, we're not.
around
We're not
his head
going
for a
to
moment.
hit. It's fine.
Okay.
I take that back. Armor of Agathis is not a bonus action.
Oh,
I'm done.
Oh, that's a really good point.
you stand there and you think you activated it, say commit row, and then suddenly realize that you didn't actually use the right components.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Why am I not cold?
yeah.
This should be cold. There should be ice.
Yeah, that's not how this normally works. Anything else, Yatana?
No.
Aganar, that's your turn.
I'll go ahead and step on over and take another whack at it.
Wha-bam.
And I will roll my first one
Oh no!
for a grand total of, who cares?
Oh. Hey. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. My guidance friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you try to swing. Io, please give me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm not.
You don't trust it.
Well, Aelin didn't do much better.
No.
10.
10. Great. You
Hit me.
do not take damage because Agnar like swings back and realizes like you have overshot, you miss it, and you're going towards, you know. So he doesn't hit you, but in order to avoid getting hit, you are going to go prone as you sort of jump back and stagger and are on the ground. Because this is the hyper deadly game, y'all. So natural ones do bad things.
Yay!
Cool. That's gonna bring us, I guess, to Bramblepelt.
Cool. That's gone really good for all of my friends. We are going to go ahead and hit that Thorn Whip again. That went pretty okay last time. Oof. That is a 24 to hit.
That will hit. Damn.
And then we're gonna do that. So that's 6 damage. And I forgot that I have a companion that can actually do hits last round. And
You turn around.
me,
Like, get out of here.
What are you doing? I can add Infused Strike. I can add a little fire damage to my attack
Okay.
for an extra 1 fire damage. Bad die.
If anybody needs the jail, it's over on the shelf. I can get it for you. Or we can put it all in the force cage.
We're gonna have too many.
Yeah, we're just gonna pile it in
yeah.
the force cage.
We're just gonna
Cool.
let them all think about what they did together.
Alright. Anything else for you or for Sunford?
I am still far enough away. I don't know if there's enough space for me to like move this guy, like bash him against the wall or something to get him further away from Cheryle, who is prone. Can I yank him to the side?
I will say, just within like rules of spacing, like you can't really pull him, like it's just too tight of an area.
Right.
But I like the flavor of that because you did roll so high on your attack roll. Go ahead and roll me a d4 for some additional, like, smack him into the wall damage.
Wall damage. 4. 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 wall damage.
4 wall damage. My favorite kind. Okay. That was that is now its turn. It is going to turn around and it is going to take its first slam at Agnar. That is very much going to hit. That is a 19 on the die.
Yup.
Trying to remember to check because some of y'all nerds might have shield and that might matter
I have a
sometimes.
physical shield.
Some of us
That's
don't
gonna
put
be
those things up.
5 damage to Agnar. And then I'm just gonna roll a d4 to see who it swings at next, because that just seems more fair. It's gonna swing at Bramblepelt.
How dare. It was because of the wall damage.
That is also going to hit. 5 damage. 5 damage for everyone!
Yay.
Friends! That's... I feel like it should be able to do more, but it can't, so that's what it does. And that's gonna bring us to Dimitri.
I think it's time to ring the bell
Okay.
and cast Toll the Dead.
Yeah.
That's wisdom, right?
Yes. Wisdom 15.
Cool. Well, it was a 12 on the die, and with my -4, that's definitely gonna fail.
And it's been damaged.
Yes. Has been damaged. Quite severely, actually.
That is 18 points of
That's good.
bong damage.
Yowza.
Would you like to describe what it looks like as you absolutely wreck this thing?
Just much like the armor downstairs, it just goes crash, crash, and just through the ground.
Yeah. You all hear this like resounding ring, and this thing just collapses.
I kick it.
This is bonus action.
Yeah,
Like I said.
bonus action, just kick it.
You take 1 point of damage as you Aragorn this helmet and break your... You don't actually have to take that damage.
We're ready to do it.
Yeah.
We will accidentally self-inflict our way
what
right
we
into the
signed up
TPK.
for.
Yeah, that's true. It's just so much funnier to damage you guys for dumb things instead of actual things.
Yeah.
Great. You have this pile of armor on the ground. Io, you're able to pick yourself back up and
I will assist.
dust off a little bit.
Least I can do.
There's just this massive pile of armor on the ground now that you have to
I
contend.
would like to investigate it, dig through it, see if there's any.
Yeah. Any goods?
Anything fun here?
I mean, presumably, if I will say that if you can wear heavy armor, you could presumably put this armor on and then be wearing heavy armor.
Did anyone have one of those magical suitcases that you?
Io,
No, you've got.
or no, did you?
No,
I have
it's
a bag.
I was gonna say somebody's got a
Yeah.
magic bag.
Somebody has to have it.
Remember who it
Yeah.
Because that was
You
a
could-
thing.
You could drop.
I didn't make you a card for it.
I
Yeah,
think
there we
it's
go.
worth a
But
pretty
you do
penny.
have it.
Magical bag.
I mean, it
Unless you
is
want to
good
wear
quality. There's only a small chance it comes back to life, right?
it. Well, if it's in the bag, we don't care.
That's true too.
Who's carrying the book right now?
I guess I was
like
the last
tome of information.
You were the last
Yeah.
one
I was
looking
last one to
something
look
up.
through it.
Great. You also actually probably did your homework because I know this character and know that you did some of the reading. You are.
She did so much reading.
So much reading. I mean, you were hanging out at the biggest library on the Sword Coast
Yeah.
prior to this. So, you do remember that one of the recurring themes that came up in multiple narratives from people who made it out of the mists was that they kept talking about stuff that they had gathered from these places, and when the people talking to them actually went through their packs, everything was just dust or shattered or in pieces. Nothing, very little seemed to survive leaving the mist.
Tell you what, let's see if it's still here later. And if it is, we'll pick it up then.
Okie dokie.
If it isn't,
We know those kids got sticky fingers.
Taking their own family heirlooms away from us.
Yeah.
well, I mean, yes, yeah, okay.
Just if we have room for it on the way out, then we'll see if it's one of the things that mystify. What?
There's a lot of mist involved
Mist.
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
refreshing.
I miss the old Sierras.
Your homeland.
Yeah.
I'm from the Sierras.
Yeah.
The mists there are very refreshing.
It's got a real lemon lime quality.
I would bet it's going to get more dusty as we go upstairs.
Has there been any footprints other than our own? Or there's no dust?
Up here there is dust. As you've made your way up the floors, it seems to get dustier and dustier the higher you get.
This house can't
Not a
take care of
healthy
itself.
nursery.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, because I don't think I was very clear when I was presenting the information that the children had for you, that in the kind of babblings of the small children, you did vaguely pick up that the nursery seems to have been let me double check this to make sure I'm saying it correctly. The nursery, or at least the nursemaid, seemed to have been on the 3rd floor, but the children's room was in the attic.
Oh.
And we're now on these.
You are on the 3rd floor.
We're on the 3rd floor.
currently.
Yes.
So do we want to check for the nursery, or do we want to go then to the attic and then?
Well, we're just looking for the nursemaid at the moment, so we should check this floor for her first.
Big fancy double doors, probably master bedroom. Maybe smaller door.
Yeah,
Yep.
babies don't
Yeah,
take
let's
up a lot of space.
Pop that first one.
This one right here. Cool. Let me double check my
Kick
map.
it in?
Kick
Or,
it.
kick it in?
Ka-chong.
shock and awe.
I do appreciate that we kind of started this house with like polite knocks, and it's
And then
gone so
immediately-
quickly to just
The next
Blam, blam.
When the house didn't surrender,
Yes, exactly.
we knew what we had to do.
Yep.
oh, I see.
Yeah. All right. Are you kicking in the door, or are you like gently cracking open the door?
I think
Hi.
theatrical calls for kicking in the door.
Shock and awe.
Yeah.
Shock and
Theatrics
Okay.
and drama.
What if the nanny is magical and just goes like blah, regardless of whether that blah is like or like woo?
I don't think the speed at which the door opened will affect that.
Well, I mean,
Like a gentle open. You're welcome to knock. You.
I'm pretty sure if
yes.
if it's a like woo,
I'm just
it won't
gonna
happen.
open
While they're all discussing, okay, you clamber over this and you open the door. And as you open the door with the sounds of everyone discussing "rrr" versus woo behind you, that is where we are going to take our break. This will be a very brief break, so stick around. We're only going to take as long as it takes somewhere between 5 and 7 people to use one bathroom. We will be right back. Stay close. Things are just going to get weirder from here. Because we start on easy mode, but every time they fight something, it gets harder.
We added free 4 fights to
yeah,
that.
no, we
pointless fight.
pre-jumped a little bit there.
Worth it.
We'll see you all in just a few minutes. Stick around. Episode 1 of our spooky season Death House Revisited. Our adventurers, with their tome of knowing exactly what's written in the module knowledge, have made their way up to the 3rd floor of the Durst home. They just absolutely wrecked a suit of animated armor with fairly little problems. And now they are continuing to look for the supposed nursemaid and baby that the definitely totally normal regular children asked them to come find. So you have defeated this suit of armor, and while everyone else was discussing what might jump out from behind one of these doors, Iotana, you just walked up and popped the door open, and you see a room that I will read you a description of when I can find it.
Yay.
Babies everywhere.
Dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom. You can see as you enter that there is a set of double doors and then a single door that are to your right that seem to go into other rooms. This bedroom contains a large bed, 2 end tables, and an empty wardrobe with one door sort of hanging open and off of it. Mounted on the wall next to the wardrobe is a full-length mirror with an ornate wooden frame carved to look like berries and ivy.
Do I look in the mirror, or there's a mirror?
I was curious about the externalization of the question. Carry on.
No, I'm asking.
If you have to ask, it's probably dangerous.
Probably.
I picked up those spears for a reason.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Just javelin it across the room.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna come in
Breaking
and
mirrors
just,
is a pretty bold move too.
check out the mirror.
It's accidentally breaking mirrors.
So the mirror is right here, so you can come
excuse
in
me.
and like just poke it if you want.
I don't want to poke it. I just want to make sure like my reflection doesn't do anything crazy.
Just don't say anybody's name multiple times when you're looking at it.
Bloody
Durst.
Harry.
Go ahead and
Gustav.
go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception.
And while you are rolling that,
That's a different
thank you,
module.
Riff, for this coin, to Thomas for repping pest control in Barovia.
Yeah.
Gotta clear the rats.
This is a 21.
A 21. Well, the first thing that you discover is as you're looking at this like intricately carved frame, you start looking and you realize that the berries are eyeballs,
Oh.
which is a little unsettling. The second thing that you realize as you're looking at this, the mirror itself seems pretty normal. It's very dusty. Like it desperately needs to be wiped down, so it's a little bit kind of fuzzy. But you notice that there is a section of the carving that looks worn smooth. Like there's all these like leaves and these eyeball berries and things, and there's this one sort of tendril where all of the detail has kind of worn off, like it has been handled a lot.
I'm going to touch it. Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Like feel like yeah.
Yeah, you kind of feel how this sort of tendril of vine just fits very nicely as a handle as you sort of put your hand on it and you hear the like click click of the latch as this mirror swings away from the wall a little bit, revealing a staircase.
Yeah, we needed the third
That's the-
staircase. to
okay,
get
we
up
found
to
the app.
Okay, to
Which
the attic.
we would have found if we broke the mirror.
Isn't the round staircase still go up?
The red one?
We didn't look.
Did we look? It actually does not.
Okay.
The kids mentioned you go up the stairs
And then you go in the
go
attic
to
to find the other ones. Yeah. So.
Yeah, behind a mirror would have been a critical detail an alive child would have remembered.
I mean, not
older one, though.
necessarily.
Yeah, no, the
I wouldn't
younger
say.
one.
Yeah. I mean, I did ask if there was anything, and they were leaving out, and they started getting really squishy. So I'm guessing that was at least one of the components they were leaving
How
out.
would they have reached that handle?
You do think about it and you realize that neither of those children would be tall enough to reach this handle. Only an adult would be able to.
They don't go to the nursery.
What's their bedroom?
Well, that's
Oh,
the
their
bedroom.
bedroom.
I mean, Nanny
Oh.
could have let them in.
Or maybe they were locked up there and they were never
Yes.
got out.
So is this the nanny's room? So is that
Nanny.
add on the nursery?
The wardrobe's empty. It's no one's
I'm
room.
gonna open up this other door in here.
The little one?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, you pop in, you open this door. Go ahead and clear our armor.
We're in there.
Love it.
You're all in the room. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fireball this time.
Could you make half of us prone randomly?
I might not need to do it randomly. As you open the door and you are suddenly hit with just like the startled cry of a woman, and I need everyone to roll initiative.
What I say?
You thought she was gonna.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, she didn't or so I guess I was 50% correct.
All right, higher than 20.
That was another not 20 for 23. I'm so mad.
Burn them all on initiative. Burn them all.
How dare you go first?
I
Again.
want to go first. I want
20 to
see.
15.
Yeehaw.
16.
You know,
15.
What's your dex?
This is the
Better than whatever you say.
This is the same
27.
My dex is +3. I'm at a 16.
Great. I didn't even need to take these off. It's exactly the same as last time.
One more time.
Oh, excuse me. Except for... Yeah, okay.
Except the Vorpal sword.
No, the baby doesn't need to go.
A baby.
Is the windmill bear.
Don't worry, we'll take care of that baby real quick.
Just to give you a little bit of flavor text before I destroy you.
Hello.
As you open this this door, what you see, where is it? What you see is a crib covered with a hanging black shroud, sort of tattered and dusty, that covers it like a little curtain. You also see a somewhat translucent, skeletally thin woman standing near the crib, who appears to have shrieked as the door was opened, and sort of her eyes sort of fill with what I can only describe as an unholy light, as she starts to like take. I don't. There's some movement happening. It's probably gonna come at you. Bramblepelt seems to be right on the money on the like something.
Guys, there's a giant cotton candy in here.
And you'd all just hear this
That seems okay.
horrible scream.
Delicious.
Yeah, you get to go first.
Oh, we're gonna shillelagh the scream, potentially. That probably hits. That is a 25 to hit.
25 is going to hit because your shillelagh is magical.
Wow, so magic. For 11 damage. Just kind of baseball swing at her
Cool.
with one hand because I have the shield in the other.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. You kind of pop up in here and swing. We're playing fast and loose with this map, so don't at me, bros. We're playing fast and loose with a lot of things in this campaign. Cool. Anything else?
No.
Cool. Great. That's gonna be Agadar.
I am going to cast Spirit Guardians,
Okay.
designating these 3 plus Animal Companion as unaffected. And anyone within 15 feet of me who I did not designate will be taking 3d8 radiant damage at the start of their turn, or half as much on a save. Really hope I'm close enough to that crib.
That is a good call.
Spells also did not mention walls, but I'm gonna assume walls stop magical effect.
I'm going to say that because the door is open, you can kind of wedge yourself right up to the doorway and it will encompass into the room. You will be able to hit the crib. That's exciting for me because of the trigger that I put on.
Radiant damage?
This is where we start to get into the part where we start to deviate from the module as written, for those of you who are clearly following along at home to see what sorts of terrible things I'm doing. Great. Save what?
It's the start of their turn, so I'm just gonna end my turn there. I don't have anything to do. It is a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Cool. I just need to double check what the stat and the DC was. Great. And it'll be at the start of their turn.
Yeah, start of their turn, and now I'm concentrating.
What do your spirit guardians look like? We're all about flavor here.
They are an embodiment of my god. As a war cleric, that god is Mars. So we have a bunch of shirtless dudes with shields, with just like the giant flumed helmets, and they're just like just flying around everywhere, and everything's got a nice red Marsy glow to it.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
We're
broing down real hard right now.
Sunfern looks at you, Permapel, and like gives the nod of like, impressive.
Yeah, we're both like, all right.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Great, Permapel, that is your turn.
Cool.
As a bunch of shirtless, glowing dudes start whizzing around y'all.
I can hear the like going on around me. We're gonna hit it with that thorn whip again. That was working well last time. Ooh, this dice is beautiful. That is a 24 to hit.
That will in fact hit.
Love it.
Weirdly, this creature does not have a high AC, being that it's a translucent crying lady.
Whoa.
Mood. That's 5 normal damage plus Sunfern giving me a little Flameo Hotman boost for 6 fire damage.
Cool. 6 fire damage plus what was the initial on the Thorn Whip?
5. Piercing. If,
Your Thorn Whip being a magical effect seems weirdly to hurt the translucent lady. The fire, however, seems to just go right through her.
Perfect. Thank you.
No acknowledgement.
Does
Lighting the crib on fire.
Did just aim at the crib.
I did not aim at the crib. Being a magical thing, am I actually able to like grapple her as a thorn whip might to pull in a direction? I don't know. I'm unclear on how corporeal she is.
It appears that this damage was done, but it does not seem to get purchase on anything.
Great.
You are unable to grapple her.
Excellent. Thank you for this knowledge.
Of course. We're all about sharing information in this campaign,
Yes.
so you know how you're gonna die before it happens.
That's all I want.
Yeah. Great. That takes us to her turn.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I held that up.
Yeah, you're good.
No.
I was ready.
She is going to fail the
So
wisdom save.
that will be 16 radiant damage.
Cool. 16 radiant damage erupts from the spears of your hoplites or whatever the hell these things are. Unfortunately for you, just as you can use your coins and your cards for the resurrection effect, I can use my coins to up the CR of this fight.
Great.
I am going to spend 2 of my DM coins to up this creature's abilities and keep her up.
That's what we gotta do, guys. We gotta force her to burn her coins.
Burn them.
I don't have a lot.
It's all about resources. Please don't give
I
our
love a
DM
resource
more
management
resources.
game. Listen on.
I think I did warn Cheryle this was going to become resource management, the TTRPG.
As long as I get to roll dice, I'm happy.
Yeah. I do sometimes remember to have people roll dice in my games. Mark can tell you I'm real bad at remembering to do that.
As long as I get to do bad accents and tell terrible jokes.
You were right at home.
Yeah.
Grab the deck of uninspiration for dad jokes
Oh,
tonight.
boy.
I didn't
Oh,
think
dears.
we were gonna need it. Cool. That radiant damage absolutely looks like it should have wrecked her, but weirdly it doesn't. She does not look real happy though.
So it doesn't look like she was damaged and then healed?
It sort of. It looks like that should have been enough to do it, and then she like regened.
Yeah, okay, cool.
At which point she is going to continue with her turn, making sure I'm on the right tab, because this is where we get into the shady parts of the way that I have combined things in order to up the danger on these levels. She is going to like look back toward the crib and then look back toward all of you, and she is going to attack, I think, Agnar. She does not enjoy that.
That makes a lot of sense.
So she's not having a good day, weirdly. Oh my god. With a natural 20,
I believe that will crit.
she is going to crit on you.
Okay.
What?
I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I don't have to for this unless it's concentration. That is a nat 1.
Okay. Because I crit, I am going to roll the damage instead of just taking the average, because that feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try your friend.
Jail.
Just
Over there. You are going to take 18 necrotic damage.
Yeehaw.
And your hit point maximum is reduced by 18.
yeah, that sounds right.
It's the best possible thing I could have crit on.
Honestly,
For my own pleasure, at least.
wow. Well, hey, I mean,
cool,
at least
cool.
with that, now you're basically back at full health.
I've been healed percentageally. And now I need a concentration. Thankfully, I have Warcaster, so I get advantage.
You better have worked
Yeah, yeah.
my boy.
So yeah, that's a 21 to save for concentration, so we're good.
Cool. Your spectral warriors stick around.
They're angry now.
They're very upset on your behalf.
The grunting gets louder.
Yes.
Cool.
Just slapping spears and shields.
That is
with each
going that is going to take his
gotcha.
priest turn.
Well, again, frontline warlock.
That's also a t-shirt contender.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on it. Is a Wisdom Dexterity saving throw. 15.
Whiz dexterity.
Cool. To compensate for my good luck, that was a natural 1, so she is going to fail.
4 points of damage.
Woo!
Radiant. You know, the new, these new flamingos rolling lots of ones. Birds of Paradise flamingo dice. They're coming soon to Kickstarter. You too can roll dice.
Or more.
Or more. Or more.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
cannot roll less than a 1
That is true.
with Birds
Unless
of
you have a
Paradise.
negative modifier. Jeez, you
Well, you won't
can't.
roll it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You will get a total eventually.
I need a 21-sided die that instead of having a 21 has a 0. That would fill me with joy. Great. Is that it for your turn?
You know what? Who looks hurt? Well, no.
Percentage-wise.
You look full.
Yeah.
I
look smaller?
Just a little deflated.
I was in the pool.
I think we've all taken a smidge of damage. I don't know that anybody's.
Everybody got bopped once by the
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody's like in much worse shape than anybody else.
Okay. But you look full percentage-wise?
I look different,
Okay.
I mean,
but not worse.
Then I guess I will not do anything.
Yeah, I am still missing 5 hit points.
yeah, like if it's a significant percentage of your maximum.
In that
Just
case,
throwing that out there.
I will do my healing light and give you a d6.
Would you like me to roll that, or would you want to roll it?
You can roll it.
You want to risk it with them birds?
5 points.
No.
Yeah. Now you are back to full.
Ace dice for the win.
Get on my
Dimitri reaches his
level.
hand out and shoots a little healing your way.
Does your healing look like anything in particular, or is it just like little motes of light, or does it have a cool flavor?
Yeah, it's
Pull out the pest sprayer. and just
annoying,
spray it.
visible annoyance. I don't know. I don't know what that would be.
It's like there's like little trumpets floating by, like do 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 do.
It goes straight into the ear, so it gets louder the entire time, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm up.
Owie.
I'm up.
Beautiful. Great. That's gonna bring us around to Iatana.
Does a dirty 20 hit?
Dirty 20 does hit.
That's gonna be, oh gosh. I scrolled. That's gonna be 9 damage.
Okay. That was with your shillelagh, yes?
Yeah. And she's blocking that door.
I mean, she's also translucent. You could probably get through her.
Am I gonna
you-
take
Yeah.
damage if I go through her?
Only one way to
You're
find
not sure.
Only good things can kind of happen.
I mean, look, if a ghost can go through you, presumably you can also go through a ghost.
It's just like a little curtain in the doorway. You just, like, the beads. You just gotta... There's, like, a little...
Think of all the mist we've been through already.
I want to stay like in. I don't want her to, like, literally just stepping to the other side.
Yeah. Staying within threatened range.
Yeah.
Just getting into the room. Yeah. You can kind of do-si-do around her, and the warriors run some interference.
And then can I like swipe the shroud and just look in the crib?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Great.
You swipe. You look at the crib. You see a black bundle of like swaddle.
Is it moving? Is it breathing?
Does it need to take radiant damage at the start of its turn?
It's glowing ever so slightly.
It's glowing.
Like something inside, something that is wrapped within the blankets inside is maybe glowing a little bit.
Okay, that's cool. It's glowing.
Is there flour anywhere?
It's also floating. It hurts. Oh,
this is some.
Same page.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that it for you?
Well, I think if I have another object interaction.
Tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you what a lot. I'm feeling generous because this is about to get very bad.
Yeah, I know.
Stabbing count as an object interaction? 'Cause I think that's what you should do.
Can I yeet the bundle through her out into the other room?
Fuse them together.
You know, I was not anticipating that as an option. I'm gonna say. Let me look at a stat real quick. Sorry,
The
Is the yeet stat?
yeah, what is
I would like to use
what is the
yeetitude.
yeet?
I believe it's a pi r squared.
Yeah, are you gonna throw us around like a hut?
Because you okay, let me just this thing comes in next. That's where it ran into initiative, and it was not going to come. It wasn't going to come in yet because. So because you are before it in the order, and so it has not emerged from the blanket, I'm going to say yes. You may pick up the thing and yeet it. Go ahead and give me an athletics check for see how much distance you can get.
3.
Oh boy! Don't.
Can I get it
out
into
of
her?
5.
You're like, and I disappear.
Percentage.
You need to just coordinate this as a skeet show so I can just come back.
God damn. This is horrible. Cool.
I think
great.
you're right. I think we are the monsters.
We're the best.
Horror immersive.
Yeah.
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 I do not have a good mini to represent this thing. I apologize because this was sort of a last minute addition. On a 3, it's not a full fumble, so I will say you pick it up and you kind of try to yeet it, and you just angle and you're juggling all of your stuff, and you basically just kind of plop it right below her.
Wow.
This
Is that the
Yes, that
okay.
is the die that has the expletive for the natural one.
A+.
Great, another thing next to me.
Cool. Is there anything else that you can do?
No, I just
I'm sure there are many things you'd like to do, but
nothing else in the crib, swing around to face her so she's not stabbing me in the back or something.
yeah, she can stab you in the front now.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's how we do it.
I'm not sorry. I designed this thing. This is what happened. You see the black bundle that was just this bundled up black blanket gets yeeted into the doorway under this spectral screaming lady, and something it starts to kind of wriggle as you suddenly see a skull pop out of the blankets and hover up into the air, looking at all of you.
Is Kiki here?
Same thing. I was like, oh, it's my boy.
Sadly, this is not Kiki's boy. If it was Kiki's boy, this would suck.
How big is
far
the skull? Is it like a baby skull, or is it like
No, it's
adult
like
skull?
a grown adult
Adult
size.
skull.
Well, okay, it's a tiny. This thing is listed as tiny, so maybe it is baby sized.
I feel like
Well, a human
is
skull
fine.
and the scale
Yeah.
of things
A
is
human.
technically a tiny
Yeah.
object.
It's only 9% of the human body.
Okay, so yeah, it's probably an adult human skull. What's more important is that it like opens its mouth and just howls at all of you. And I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, my specialty.
Oh boy. Is that?
Could you also make a wisdom saving throw?
He
or-
nat 20'd.
So that's half damage.
Yes.
So 13, half would be 6.
Yeah. Sorry, I did actually roll that. I just forgot to declare. I
Okay.
apologize.
There you go.
I'm okay. No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Got him.
I wasn't expecting to roll good, but we're fine.
Can I add my
Well,
guidance to that?
Yeah, sure.
You want to add
I was
a
gonna
bit
say,
to it?
was your? I don't
you
know
do-
how long it's been. Is
Yeah,
guidance
you
still
do have-
active?
You do have coins, so if you want to add a d6 roll to, if anybody wants to add a d6
What?
to theirs, we can burn
Yeah.
some coins. Remember, coins,
some coins.
cards last through the month, but coins expire at the end of the night. So feel free to burn those babies.
Yeah.
Burn.
Redeem it for a D6.
Yeah.
A D6?
And remember,
Yeah.
you guys still have one free res on the amulet.
We'd like to not use it
So-
to this.
I think that's.
I've gotten my roll up to 15.
Okay. All right. So
You no longer have guidance.
con saves.
No, I don't.
5,
4.
4,
I'm pretty sure we've well
Not
over
good
done
over
it.
here.
15. What did you get?
Total?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not gonna
That's not gonna help. We can always-
19.
Great. You guys hear this just. So the woman screaming, like the translucent screaming woman, it seems more like almost like she is equally terrified as she is terrifying. This thing just lets out a sound that sounds like evil. Like there is no other way to describe this sound. It pierces into your minds in an unexpectedly horrifying way. Dimitri and Iatana, you both immediately drop to 0 hit points and collapse.
Sleepy time.
Oh.
Oof.
Is that a death?
That is, in fact, a death. Bramblepelt and Aguilar, you are frightened. This is the most terrifying thing you've ever seen. There is a shrieking skull howling at you with the sounds of pure evil.
Does my hellish rebuke go off or no?
No. You do not get to use the reaction
What
on
kind of damage? Is
yeah.
this psychic damage? Because I am resistant to psychic
No,
damage.
this is, if you fail this save, you immediately drop to 0 hit points. So, you're out for this round. At the beginning of the next round, the amulet will activate, and I will let you guys choose then if you are paying for the additional one in coins or cards. Congratulations. Our first campaign drops. I told you it will
Two
be
for
hyper
one.
deadly. I was very excited. I was like, I might get more than one. That's so good. Cool. Great. That's gonna bring. That is. I think that is all. It's. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's not allowed to take more turns after that.
Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, it's gonna try. That is the end of the skull's turn. Agnar.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are your spirit guardians still active?
Yes, they are. It took half
They
damage.
did.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed it. Sorry.
No. You're fine. That's good catch.
When we
There's a
were
lot
rolling
of moving
saves, we
parts.
resolved that.
Yeah.
Lots of moving parts to keep.
So much multitasking.
Yeah.
Let's never give ourselves an advantage.
So, Agnar and Bramblepelt, who are next up in the order, you are both under the frightened condition, so you cannot willingly move closer to the skull, and you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while it is within sight. Yes, ma'am.
I assume this also applies to my companion.
Oh, yeah, roll for baby.
Where is this little friendo stats? I rolled a 14 What is...
As long as he has at least a +1.
Two
is gone.
Well, I don't have full stats, is the problem.
Yeah, only the saving throws.
Yeah, only saving throws I have
saving
are Dex and Wiz.
Oh!
That just, well, what's their constitution then?
Yeah.
Also not on.
Not present on this particular sheet.
God damn
I know.
Let's, he has a +2 to con.
Great. Okay.
16.
So he is also frightened of the skull, but
Great.
he is not unconscious
And
or dead.
Great. I would love it if he was not dead.
Yeah, he is not dead.
Great.
Good job,
Yeah.
friend.
Okay.
TBD if the amulet works on friend.
Yeah, that was a threat I hadn't considered, but that's okay.
Excellent.
Carry on.
Word of Radiance. I'm gonna call out for Mars's help. I need con saves from both the skull and Wayland Lady. Con save 13.
Wayland Lady fails, skull passes.
So the skull will not take this damage. It is just a cantrip. 7 points of radiant damage.
So much math. Okay. She looks real hurt.
Good.
Okay. We'll leave it there.
Great. Brampbelt.
Brimple's gonna be like, "Come here, baby," and then pull out her bow and shoot the skull.
Cool. You're rolling with disadvantage because you are frightened.
Okay. That is an 18 to hit.
I love rangers.
I know.
Great. Unfortunately, that will miss. I'm so sorry.
Huh.
I think I broke Christy.
It did a little. Sorry.
No,
I'm
you're fine.
shooting the skull.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
18 is gonna miss.
Mistress of the night, carry on.
That's it for you?
Yep.
Okay, just checking.
Pet's not gonna do anything?
Well, if I can't hit, it can't do anything. It's got to move towards me because the only thing else it can do is physically attack, but being frightened, it's not going to willingly move towards the thing.
Nope.
So, yeah, kind of pickled there a little bit.
Everyone's just like,
Are we on the Wayland Lady's turn?
we are on Wayland Lady's turn.
Spirit Guardians, go!
Oh, God.
I'm rolling great for this damage, though.
Yeah, how bad do they wreck me?
17 radiant damage.
Yeah, she absolutely. You see Wailing Lady gives one last terrible, terrible scream and then evaporates. Congrats, guys!
Ooh.
Now you just have to
All
deal
your
with this guy's
guys.
skull.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also disconcerting.
It's nap time in here.
That's just for my tracking. Cool. Great. Well, she doesn't get to do any of the things I had queued up for her to try to do, because she's down. And Dimitri, you are down. Top of the round. The amulet that Aganar is wearing begins to glow and emits a bursting pulse of radiant light. The first one is free because it came preloaded with one charge, but we must activate a second one.
There's two.
Oh.
Cool.
Both caught.
As this pulse of radiant light just sort of washes across everyone, and Dimitri, you are both back up.
Are we? What's our health?
You are at full. So if you
okay.
drop and come back through the amulet, I'm gonna say if you drop and come back via the amulet, you come back essentially with the effect of a long rest. Everything is restored.
Don't get any ideas.
Because to be perfectly frank, you're probably not gonna have time to take a long rest
Yeah.
in the course of getting through this house.
We got potions.
I could have been.
Yeah, I'm looking at this
Spells
bad boy.
willy-nilly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just
Hang on,
crack this one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
I
just
haven't
gonna.
used one spell slot.
No.
Yeah, you did. Didn't you do shield?
I have a shield.
No, she's just holding the shield.
Need hands
You
for
guys
that
got a cute
spell.
little wooden buckler with some stars painted on it or carved in it.
Yeah,
or
it's a
something.
really magical looking shield.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Great.
Much carving.
And since I'm saying that this
No
activates
bats.
at like top of the turn order, Yatana, I'm going to allow you to have your
Oh,
turn.
yeah. Well, in
Sorry,
the odd
Dimitri. You
case,
napped through yours. But now you get your spell slots back.
Spells.
Can I just like,
Well,
can I just drop a moonbeam on this thing?
Yeah?
Thank you.
Sure.
Whatever your heart
It's gonna be a
desires.
con 15.
what is the sucker's con? Where did I put your stuff? Con 15?
Con 15
Passes.
passes. Great. 14 half to 7.
Okay.
Oh, I also stood up. Thank you. I think that's everything. I think that's my whole turn. I'll reactivate my shillelagh.
Okay. Cool. The skull at the end of your turn is going to force everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sorry, JP, I am no longer rolling
You know what?
the Will Wheaton curse die.
He's rolling his own cursed die now.
I'm switching to murder die.
Murder die!
Murder!
Oh, I'm down again.
So,
It could be a different ability. You don't know.
it is actually a different ability, but it's still not good.
Oh, better.
Well, con saving throw, can I?
Fuck.
It doesn't matter.
You want a coin?
It doesn't matter. This side of the table over here.
Don't come over here.
Come over.
It's bad.
Can we have your coins?
Okay, cool. So, what did you get for your con save?
5.
5. And how about you?
Well,
Do you want to...
technically I got a 3 total.
It's a technical 3, though. Okay. How do you do?
What was my first? It was a 17 and 17 and 17.
Okay.
Because my baby is the same as me.
Yes.
Great.
8.
I'm going to. Even a 6 is going to get you
Nope.
14.
Nope. Yep.
Cool. Everyone except Bramble Pelted Baby is going to take 11 points of damage.
Oh, easy.
And your maximum is also reduced by 11.
Oh, I know how to do that.
I don't.
Oh, add 11 to 8.
I think you
The
can...
modifier.
Yeah, you can click into the modifier to lower it.
Perfect.
I had to do this a lot, I think, as Elspeth for some reason, because she was the most cursed character.
I'm still at full health. This is amazing.
Yeah.
How much damage?
11.
No, you had to negative it. So it's not me.
Yeah.
No, you should leave it as a positive.
There it is.
I make my
Cool.
concentration.
So that was the end of Iatana's turn. Now it is this thing's turn proper. It's going...
I'm still on the ground.
It's going to... You're down? Or...
I'm still prone.
Oh, you're just
I didn't
prone.
get up yet.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Just
You are...
Laying there
Chilling,
making
like,
dust
ow.
angels.
It does not get its evil howl back.
Thank
Congratulations.
God.
Did
so...
it make a wisdom saving
Oh,
throw?
it did not.
I did pass my concentration.
I believe you. What's the DC again on that one?
13 wisdom.
Have to do math. It passes, I'm sorry.
So it's only going to take 3 points of radiant damage.
Oh.
Every little bit counts.
We hope.
What does... What,
Could be healing.
what does... Okay.
No.
I have to see what Scully does. What do you do when you don't get your...
They named
the baby
Scully.
Yeah, okay.
I love the X-Files.
Yeah, it's going to target. Let's see. I think it's going to target everybody who's currently standing up. Because that just seems fair.
Baby, lay down!
It's much like at restaurants. COVID doesn't go when you're sitting.
So this is going to go for Iotana, Bramblepelt, and Agonar, because I could target Sunfern, but that feels too evil, even for this game.
Much appreciated.
And I need you guys. It's all just con saves. I'm so sorry. I just need con saves.
Con save. Okay.
Nope.
Are you switching dice?
D6 help?
No. Okay, so that's a fail. What did you get?
17 again.
Okay.
Technical 3.
Technical 3. Cool. You are all going to take 21 necrotic damage.
Probably max hit points too.
And you see that the skull seems to just like inhale all of the essence that is surrounding you, and glows a little bit brighter again.
How dare you?
That was a spell, wasn't it?
No, that's just an effect. It's just a thing this guy can do.
Just baby breathing.
Can't hold any components.
Yeah. Tongue of...
That's
I need
its
to make another
turn.
concentration.
That's gonna bring us to Agnar.
I'm gonna see what my concentration's like.
Cool.
It's half the damage.
Half the damage or 10, whichever is higher. So
14.
that's 10.
Yeah, so I got a 14, so we're good.
Great. Yep. Your very angry warriors are still very angry. Also looking a little confused because they definitely felt like they hurt that thing, and now that thing does not look hurt anymore.
Yeah, I hate that part. So I'm just gonna yell with some orcish rage fury and take a swing at it with my axe. I assume I'm still frightened. Do I get a save, or is that per time?
It is till the end of your next turn. So you have taken a turn since, so you are no longer frightened.
So not with disadvantage. Yeah, gonna take a swing with my axe. And I'm going to channel divinity to add an extra +10 to it. So 27.
Will hit.
Yeah, silvered axe, get in here. And that is gonna be.
You might want to take the continuous healing card.
8 points of damage.
Bad boy, Frankie.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use War Priest to make another attack as a bonus action.
Good call.
And probably whiff with a 12.
Yes, that will miss. Whew.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
When this is done, I have a thing.
Let me know when you have.
I'm done.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yes.
At the start of its turn, it needed to make another con save.
Moonbeam.
Into Moon Move.
Oh, yeah, that is a natural 20.
Well, it's still gonna take 4.
Okay.
We're gonna chip
I
away.
brought my special die that rolls real good for me.
And it
Just
has a
proof it.
skull in it.
It's got a tiny skull in it, just like this guy is a tiny skull. Great. Bramblepelt, that brings us to you. The skull looks a little bit hurt again, but only a little. It's just sort of giggling maniacally.
Yeah, I despise this skull. Great, so we are going to cast Summon Beast so we can get another player in this action. So this bestial spirit, I am going to select of the land variety, so it doesn't need to breathe something silly like water. And I am, great, love that.
I don't know if that's what it actually looks like, but that's what I'm gonna use, because that's what I've got.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I adore whatever it is. I assume it is something generally of the feline variety. It's just like the scragglediest kitten you've ever seen or something like that.
Yeah,
It's real...
like a scraggle cat, void kitten, but like the size of a panther.
Right. He's big. He has never seen the inside of a home before. He's just like ready to go.
What's his name?
I'm just delighted that it wasn't
run through the
directed
list.
at me.
I should have written down the whole list of warrior cats' names.
Turns to Google.
Night.
I googled,
Not the thunder cat.
I googled warrior cats and Snarf came up. Sorry.
I love it. It's Snarf. Snarf is my joy. Anyway, we're gonna send that bad boy in there for a mauling attack is what we can do. Nope, can't do that because that's a big old one.
Cool. I'm sorry. I just looked at the stat block again and realized something very important to me personally that I'm not gonna utilize because that's a level of that's a step too far even for me. Okay, great. Snarf takes a swing.
At this point in the game.
You know, we can come in with all new characters next week.
No, you can't. You can't die until the end of the last episode. I built that mechanic specifically so that we wouldn't have this problem.
You were stuck with our bad choices.
Well, because otherwise what I was going to do is just have like 18 people on deck in studio at all times. We'll talk about it in the After Dark. This is my like dream game, and it's a nightmare for anyone playing. Cool. Snarf swings and misses. Is there anything else that you and your buddies would like to do?
I apologize.
Nope.
I should have taken that roll at advantage because I have an ally within 5 feet that isn't fully incapacitated.
Please roll again. And
I would love to do that.
Snarf does
That's a 19. Oh God, they didn't really map this out on this godforsaken app very well.
I don't like that at all. You've got this feature that adds +4 to radiant attacks. Why isn't it in my...
But where do I activate it on my character?
I don't have any of that. What would I add? What would be the
Cast
modifier?
class?
I guess so, because that's just a base melee attack. Yeah.
It had +4 in strength and dex, so probably.
Yeah. Okay, great. So that's a 24 or 23.
That will
excuse me.
hit.
I was not confident, so I believe you. Oh my god. Where are all my features, traits, and where are all my friends? So, so that's 7 plus 2 plus 4.
Okay.
13?
That sounds right. I do bad math.
Yep, I got you.
Of piercing damage.
Cool. Now that I have read this full stat block, I'm like, interesting. Okay, great. That is Purple Pelt's turn, which brings us to Dimitri, who is still on the ground.
Steps up, dusts himself off, takes 1 step backwards.
Okay. Going out of the room?
Yeah.
Cool.
Amazing.
It has no weapons. I don't think it does. It have?
It's got looks that could kill.
Oh man,
That's
I just
probably
realized something even worse about the stat block that I have not been doing. Okay, that's fun. That's cool. It turns and looks directly at you with the void hollows where it would have eyes, presumably. And it opens its mouth, and out of its mouth, you all hear a voice just say, "Oh, so you've had enough then. Maybe you should leave." And the skull bursts into a cloud of dust. I will need everyone to make yet another Constitution saving throw.
God save.
I'm sorry, it's the only thing this guy does, apparently.
It hates me.
That's its reaction.
It's one trick.
It is a specialty effect for the modification of this game.
I'm going to ask for a coin.
I would also like to use a coin.
Hey, let's,
Coin-
let's- yeah.
one for one?
Coin,
Coin,
oh, yeah.
coin, coin.
Same time? Yeah? Yeah?
You go first.
Aw. Yeah!
Come on, Flamingo.
Redeem yourself.
12 total.
18.
18?
12.
12?
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
17.
Has there been a 1 on every con save?
Just about.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, just want to make sure.
And my buddy got a 14.
Cool.
I'm sorry, plus 2, so a 16.
Okay. All of you who rolled under a 15 suddenly feel this dust just like fly into your face and you are blinded. Everybody who succeeds, you see this like cloud of dust sort of like erupt and swirl around you, and then after a breath, it settles. And the 6 of you stand there in the silent, cold, dusty bedchamber, alone, but somehow feeling like you're not actually alone in this house. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Well, that's why it's so dusty.
Con save for allergies.
Yeah, everyone has asthma now. Thank you all so much for sticking around and joining us for this first episode of Death House Revisited, my insane and hyper deadly rehack of the Death House module from Curse of Strahd. I really appreciate you being here. We will be back next week, but before then, there are so many other things that are happening. Tomorrow, the Redacted Reports drops their Interlude 6. If anybody's been following along, you know that there was a pretty dramatic thing that happened in the season finale, and this will probably prove to be equally dramatic and emotional. Maybe don't listen while driving if you're easily affected by those kinds of things. On Thursday, Inspiration Point drops a new episode where they will be talking about character death, a thing that feels very relevant in this spooky season currently for a bunch of reasons. Next Monday, Phandelver and Below will be back with episode 3. I hear that they did not TPK the party last night despite best efforts, so you'll get to see them continue to wreak havoc on some goblins or go below Phandelver or whatever it is they're doing in that game. And we will of course be back here next. You can tell I caught up on everything before I had to read these announcements. We will of course be back next Tuesday for our imperiled adventurers to continue trying to purge the evil from this sentient house.
Succeeding.
If you did absolutely wreck those 4 inanimate suits of armor on the second floor.
We have vanquished every suit of armor we've come across.
That is true. That is
100% hit right there.
We vanquished. I'm going to steal this line from Ezra. We vanquished that skull from the field of battle.
It's not on the field of battle anymore, so I guess you're not technically incorrect. If you are one of our beloved patrons, please keep an eye out in the guild hall. We will probably be doing an arena of the 5 E's, maybe in a couple of weeks when I can't be here, and therefore we'll take a quick pause in this game. But watch out, we will confirm that later on. Also, if you are one of our lovely patrons, you can go check in the Discord to get the link to where we will be going live in the After Dark momentarily once I finish nattering on through this list. Even if you are not one of our patrons, we still love and appreciate your support, and we would love it if you could leave a comment on one of your favorite of our YouTube videos. It could be this one, it could be anything else. And if you would like to know more about our upcoming schedules and all the fun things we have to offer, please consider popping into our Discord and joining our Patreon. Thank you so much, everyone. We will see our patrons in the After Dark, and we will see the rest of you next week. Good night.